So you finally successfully printed your first 3D printed, raw 3D printed Mando helmet. And so the method we're going to use is UV resin. And I've been using UV resin for a while, and it's worked fine for me. And most people don't like using it. Some people like older methods like Bondo, wood filler, modeling paste. Those are all perfectly good methods. And I still use Bondo after my first initial step of UV resin. UV resin is good to knock off a couple of days of work, of filling work, because let's say I just went straight filler primer or Bondo with this helmet, it would still take me a couple more days of filling. When using UV resin, it would knock off my time exponentially. Finally, we got some more light in here. So before we start anything and we use UV resin, we want to make sure we have a couple of precautions. You want to have a good respirator that's rated to handle the fumes of the UV resin. You want to have some nitrile gloves and chip paintbrushes and some 99% isopropyl alcohol. So the 99% isopropyl alcohol will get any leftover residue that using this UV resin will cause inevitably. So just good to have that on hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to apply UV resin to the model, and we're going to do 3 coats. And I like to do three thin light coats of UV resin. The cool thing about UV resin, it cures with the sun. So that's top notch already. So as soon as you apply it and you apply some UV light to it, cures. Best thing about it. What we're going to do is we're going to knock out all these imperfections. So in the next video, I'll show you what 3 coats of UV resin looks like on this model. And then once we apply 3 coats on this model, we're going to take an 80 grit piece of sandpaper and start sanding and start knocking down all these high spots and make all the high spots match the low spots with your model.